Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today thought we'd do some pickups from over the weekend. There's quite a bit of a mishmash and there's actually quite a lot to get through, so pause the video, go and grab a drink, grab some popcorn and enjoy. There's a bit of a variety here, so I'm going to start with sort of the on-brand toys and games and that sort of stuff, and then I'll show you some of the additional stuff that we've picked up that's kind of not really on-brand, but yeah, we pick it up anyway. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll start off with some games, and I'll just go through them from the top. They've not been sorted or anything. The first one we have is Prototype on the Xbox 360. Pretty popular game at the time, pretty good game. Next one is The Conduit on Wii by Sega. Sega games usually go pretty well, so yeah, not a bad one. Next one is 18 Wheeler on the PlayStation 2. Quite enjoyed this game. It's like a racing game with big articulate lorries, as you can see. It was pretty cool, so pick that one up. Next one is Noddy and the Magic Book. We usually pick up sort of kids games because they bundle up pretty well, and some of these actually end up being pretty valuable. I mean, I'm not sure what the price of this is, but I've not actually seen this one maybe before, at least for quite a long time, so may have some value to it. But nonetheless, we pick up kids games because they bundle up pretty well and parents quite appreciate it. Next one is Perfect Dark Zero for the Xbox 360. Not much more can be said about this. This was a great game for the N64, and then Rare brought it to Xbox 360 through Microsoft, of course. Dark Sector. I've not seen this game before, but it looked pretty interesting. Sort of one of these like Devil May Cry RPG type things. Yeah, quite good. So I'll pick that one up. Next one is Condemned. This was like a first-person, I say shooter, but it was more like using blocks of wood and stuff, from what I remember, and mallets. Yeah, look, see, hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. So pick that one up. Next up, we've got some Ps3 games. So we've got Medal of Honor. We have Rage, and we have Binary Domain, which I've not seen this before. This is also by Sega as well. It looks kind of like a Resident Evil Lost Planet sort of type game. So pick that one up. Next one, we've got Sega Superstars. We've got Star Wars Force Unleashed. We've got The Crew, and obviously we'll take all these stickers off and give them a clean up and all that sort of stuff. And some of these don't have the manuals in, unfortunately, but people still pick these up because people still want to play these games, and you can pick them up cheap in bundles, and which is what we specialise in. Need for Speed. We've got the Simpsons Skateboarding, pretty cool, like a Tony Hawk's type Simpsons game. And again, we've got SpongeBob SquarePants. We sell quite a lot of SpongeBob SquarePants games over the years, and so I always pick these up when I come across them. Lastly, for games, we have got these Psp Games here. They're just a few loose. Dropping things over here. Hold on. They're just a few loose carts. So we've got Loco Roco. We've got Jack and Daxter. We have Tennis, Little Big Planet, and what one's this one? Motorstorm. So yeah, a few games there. They would just probably be bundled up, I would assume, if anyone wants to expand their collection. Next up, you would have seen this in a previous video. This recently went out for £10. This is not the same one. This is just a different version of it. These sell pretty quickly, like I said to you, and Friends is quite a popular one, so we'll always pick these up. Next up, we have this is just a Nintendo Switch box. I always pick up boxes when I see them because we come across Nintendo Switches, or people sell us Nintendo Switches, and they don't come boxed, so always keep hold of boxes for that reason. Box them up. Next one is this Watchman comic book. This is actually from 1987, DC Comics. So here's some of the artwork. I mean, you can see it's like really 80s style of artwork. But quite a nice comic. I'd imagine it's sort of fairly difficult to find now, being so old. But yeah, quite a cool comic. Might give that one a read myself. It's quite big though, quite a chunky boy. Yep, pretty cool. Next up we have, I'll just fly through some of these things. Next up we've got some Lego. This is a sealed box. It's a 3-in-1, build a plane, car, and some sort of speed car. What else have we got here? We have, we also as well stock, like classic DVD collections. And this one here, we've got an Only Fools and Horses Series 1 to 7 complete. This is one of the greatest, or if not the greatest, comedy of all time, in my opinion. Great British comedy. If you haven't seen it, then, my God, what are you doing with yourself? But yeah, there you go. That'll be going onto the website. And most of this kind of will go onto the website, I would assume. Obviously, the box won't. I'm trying to sort of narrow down the stuff that's actually on the website. I mean, I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a mishmash, so I want to kind of narrow down the categories and make it a little bit more niche. And then, some of this stuff will obviously just be sold on other platforms. So, next up, we always sell quite a lot of plush. Wallace and Gromit, quite popular. I think these are actually from the 80s. There's a tag here. It's all worn though. I wonder if there's one on Gromit. No, but I think these are from the 80s anyway. I mean, Wallace and Gromit plush, usually pretty rare and hard to find these days. We actually sold there was a Gromit sitting in a chair with a newspaper. We had one of them last year, and that actually sold for £55. So you get some pretty good value out of some rare plush, and that's why we have a collection of plush on the website. Next up is this. This is a Homer Simpson radio from. This is actually made by Wesco. When you see these, Wesco used to make all the old Simpson stuff back in the 90s and stuff. So anything Wesco would usually be sort of, definitely be vintage. But yeah, as you can see there, 1999. This is a radio. You can turn him on there, and then this is your tuner. Quite a wild thing. There is a box for it, but it's pretty tatty. So, I mean, I probably will still sell it with the box, but I won't. If I advertise the photo, it'll probably be like that kind of thing. But yeah, unfortunately, the box is very, very damaged. But yeah, nonetheless, I think that's quite a cool item. I haven't tested this out yet. It takes batteries. We'll give you an update on that. Next up, we have this is another radio. This is a Coca-Cola Radio. It does have a little bit of a sort of damage here. But I think it sort of adds to the character. I think, again, this is from the 90s or something like that. I haven't tested this out yet. But again, it takes batteries. It feels quite weighty, quite a nice piece. And, if you was to stick this on your wall, and a lot of people have built home bars in their homes over the last couple of years. So put this on your wall, and this should look pretty cool. Plays music, plays radio, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, really nice item. I really like that. Next up, we have we've got some snooker cues or pool cues. Here we go. And here you'll see these are quite vintage ones. This is a nice Riley. Not overly sort of, they're quite plain. But it's a nice cue. Comes with a case. This probably won't go on the website. This probably just will go on eBay, I'd imagine, because, like I said, I kind of want to keep the website a little bit more niche now, and more collectibles focused and retro toys. So, but if you see any of this stuff and you're interested in it, let me know, and I can sort you out a better price, because it just saves me taking pictures of it and stuff. So yeah, get in contact if you feel you want to do that. Next up, we have another snooker cue. So there's actually 3 of these in total. This is another one. Again, this one's just quite a plain one at the top. And then the second one, well, not the second one, but the other end is a nice sort of black finish, black gloss. Really nice cue. I've played a lot of snooker over the years. Don't so much anymore, but we used to play like 3-4 nights a week. So yeah, always having interesting queues, and you know, the season's coming up soon. I think the Crucible's in April, so those should sell pretty well once that goes on the TV. This comes in a case as well. Next one, this is the next case, next queue even. Sorry, the first one in the case with the Riley, the one in the box, sorry, I think that one's actually a Jimmy White cue, I was told. Again, this is just another plain one. Here's the other end. Pretty plain, but a nice cue nonetheless. Vintage, you know, you don't... all of these sort of old brown ones are generally vintage ones, because they tend to make them with a little bit more flair these days. But yeah, there you go. Those are three sneaker cues. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just clean all this up, and then I will get the other things ready. Okay, so now that's all cleared away, let's show you the next few things. So the next few things are basically just more radios, but they're sort of a variety of radios here, and I thought they're quite retro cool and you know, retro looking, and they're pretty cool. So here they are. Let me know in the comments if you don't really want to see this sort of stuff, and I'll just keep it to the to the toys and games and that sort of stuff. But yeah, here we go. So excuse me. The first radio is this one here. This is a Rico. I've not actually heard of this brand before, but this is actually a kind of a copy of a designer's radio. You know, you get these fancy one-off designer radios. But this is quite nice. It's got really nice sound on it. It's already been tested and it is working. It's actually got Bluetooth on it as well, so you can connect your phone to it and crank up the volume. Pretty nice. It's really light as well. It's got a little carry case thing. It's like a purse, you know, sort of size of a girl's purse, I suppose. But yeah, really nice radio, that one. The next one is this one here. This is a Philips. I'm not sure what the model number is actually. It'll be on the bottom. This is a AZ105C. So there you go. But yeah, really nice Philips boombox. This really nice pink finish, and it's just absolutely immaculate. Really nice sound as well. Yeah, really nice item actually. It plays CDs. You literally just lift it up. As you can see in there, it's really nice and clean too. So yeah, this really nice item. There's not really much more I can say about that. It kind of is what it is. It's just a radio. Also plays CDs. And the last radio, this is a little bit. This is the most interesting of the three. And this is a. Here we go. Here. You would have seen in an earlier video that we sold a radio for £550. So always have an interest in sort of old radios. This isn't actually that old. This is like a copy of a, you know, I think this is like a 1930s style radio basically. It's got a wood finish. It's got all sort of metal, you know, trims on it. This is glass, and then you kind of tune it. I would plug these radios in and show you how they sound, but obviously I don't want to get copy striked. So, but yeah, you tune it in like this. It's got sound. You've got AM and FM. Let me just turn this around. So on the back, you'll see that this is a classic collector's edition by Omega. I've tried to find another version of these very quickly and I've not been able to. Hopefully I will be able to find some information on it. It's got a tape deck in the side, so I think it does have some age to it. You know, this could well be like a, you know, 80s, 90s piece, I suppose. But again, I need to look into it a little bit more, find out exactly what it is. But yeah, again, really nice sound, and it is working, and yeah, I'm quite impressed with that one. That's quite a nice item. I'll give you an update on these, and if they're, you know, if they are sort of more interesting than they even first appear to be. And the last item is just this Sony digital photo frame. I always pick these up. These always sell really well. This needs a bit of a clean up and stuff. It needs to be tested, but it's got the remote, got the power cable, and it's a Sony as well. So Sony always brings, you know, a good value to your items. But yeah, give this a bit of a clean up. It'll be nice, and that will sell. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you thought that was sort of worth watching the second part. I mean, there's even other parts. There's even other things as well that really aren't actually that interesting at all. But let me in the comments if you'd like to see what sort of stuff that is. I mean, really, it's just kind of like retro kitchen stuff and kind of stuff like that. I mean, even though I sell retro toys and stuff, I'm interested in everything retro. I like all the retro electronics and retro like artworks and that sort of stuff. I just think it's kind of like a period of time that we'll never get back. And as the further that we march forward, things are sort of becoming less and less unique, aren't they? But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Give us a like if you did. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it so you don't miss any more videos. We've got a few more videos queued up for the rest of the week. So yeah, come back. Hope to see you again.